Hello, good evening, everyone. We are happy to see all of you joining today to participate in the Safe Soil Movement. My name is Victoria, and I'm a volunteer with Conscious Planet and the Safe Soil Movement. In today's session, we are going to be going over a brief introduction on what the Safe Soil Movement is. We will be sharing the latest updates, Sadhguru's journey. We'll also discuss what you can do to take part this week. And then we will also answer any questions that you may have. So this is going to take about 45 minutes to go through, and we hope that you will stay with us. Some of you may have been following along with us from the beginning. Some of you, it may be your first time joining in. So we wanted to start with a brief introduction on what the Safe Soil Movement is. So Save Soil is a global movement to save our soil from extinction by bringing about global national policy changes to revitalize the soil by raising and maintaining the organic content in the soil at a minimum of 3 to 6%. Let us watch a brief video to learn a little bit more.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects. But we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy, in most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it, now in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by ploughing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible, some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching Save Soil movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. We must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
From my part, as much as I can contribute.
We're going to save the soil. Do your part.
And saving the soils.
Our future, our children's future, and our planet's future depend on it.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
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 As many of you may be aware, Sadhguru has started his journey, 30,000 kilometers, which is approximately 18,600 miles. This is covered over 100 days, and he started in London on March 21st, and he's making his way all the way down to South India. So during this journey, he is going to be meeting with global leaders, influencers, decision makers, and the citizens. So we would like to share a few of the highlights from his journey so far.
It's a great pleasure for me. These beautiful Caribbean nations are going for this first.
This memorandum of understanding that we are signing, it will also bring some technical assistance to the Caribbean region.
This is a historic moment because here is the first step to turn around.
What you're doing today is really important because people like you who have a wonderful following of millions and millions of people, and what you're doing with that is so important with saving the soil.
If you want to say, I love you to your child, you must just say save soil, because it is a more committed way of saying I love you.
It's an extraordinary campaign. It echoes what we in the Commonwealth have been aspiring to do for a number of years.
Next 100 days from 21st of March, we want the whole world to talk about soil.
It is not about the motorcycle, it's not about the journey, it's not about the song, it is about moving people on the planet. Make it happen, huh?
Nobody spoke about soil like Sadhguru does.
I think if we all contribute, then we have a really strong voice.
There has been so much excitement and everybody is so excited to hear Sadhguru.
This is our time on the planet. What we do here is our business. Let's do the right things.
I honestly didn't feel a part of the movement before. Obviously, I'd never met him. Seeing what kind of a following he has and how impactful it is, I really feel like I just joined a global movement.
Graffiti artists supporting this Save Soil movement, wanting to inspire the youth, and youth being the major population in most parts of the world today, all graffiti artists, to whatever walls that you have, make sure that you use this. One of the most beautiful cities of Europe.
It really resonated with me, the message that we have to save our soil.
It's our common issue together. It's not for one nation, for one person, but we as people have to unite and to solve this.
This is a celebration of human beings coming together to do what they need to do. All of us have been part of this destruction. The only way is all of us become part of the solution also. Riding on to Italy. Italy is raining heavily tonight. We are in Venice.
So it's like a wave of hope.
It's necessary for the future.
Over 2000 years ago, this eternal city made the mistake of over-farming the region, and that was also the fall of the city at that time. So, the Romans of today should never make that mistake once again.
And we are very happy that we are aligned in our message to really hide the profile of soils.
Young people getting into farming is very good. That's the future of the world.
Thank you.
Here we are in Geneva.
I think it's a message of urgency, but it's also a message of hope. So I would really like to thank Sadhguru for his leadership.
The global movement led by him addresses the soil crisis by mobilizing people around the entire world.
This massive fountain in the Lake of Geneva is lit up for Save Soil today with Save Soil colors of blue and green. You cannot stop this. The moment is on. It's going to be on till the policies are done.
In this cold, slippery road and winds are picking up speed, no matter what the hell, I have to keep going. You think this is a problem? Relentless commitment to what you do. That is the only solution. Save soil, let's make it happen.
An MOU to be signed between Isha Foundation and 4,000 Initiative Soils for Food Security and Climate.
We were just sharing exactly the same objective, increasing carbon content in the soil.
Sadhguru, what you are doing is really impressive.
I'm quite amazed and thrilled by it.
I was very honored to be on the stage and be able to actually express that his mission is what we need.
It's fantastic. France has been great. Well, Brussels.
We should all stand up and make the most impact we can to create a real change in the world.
Save the soil.
Get the bottom!
A smashing evening at the main event. And a super enthusiastic crowd committing themselves to make this happen.
It's heartwarming to see everybody come together.
Save soil, on the move. Let's make it happen. Just look up the news and see in the last 4 months, how many governments have started talking about soil because they see it's picking up momentum. But if you create 3 to 4 billion people talking about soil, that's it. That will be the main conversation in the government.
Save the Soil is a very important movement that we support as UNCCD. We would like to propose to the world to do whatever they can to protect the soil, because it is our future.
Save soil, let's make it happen.
I need someone to show me the way. I need someone to show me the way.
The education ministry in Germany has now come into the picture officially and asked all the children to do artwork to support Save Soil movement.
Good, Arjun, wonderful. Congratulations that you wrote to the Prime Minister.
Let's make it happen!
So, on the way to Bratislava, well, the road surface is not great.
It's great that all of you are here in Bratislava. Nobody ever imagined 100 years ago that we will have to save soil of all the things.
Would you like to come in the kitchen and cook with me a little bit?
Why not? Without soil being rich, food won't be rich. Without food being rich, our bodies will not be of full potential.
What do you call that?
It's a Sadhguru sir.
Table 12.
The old heroes always built something which stands up like this, but the new heroes are those people who will nurture the soil which always lies beneath our feet, never stands up. Oh, this wonderful city of Belgrade, the UNFAO said something which really deeply hurt me, is the soil that we are consuming right now belongs not even to these little children, belongs to the unborn child. This is an expression of our love and responsibility for our own lives and the future lives.
I love the message that he sent and how he broadened it, that it's everybody's responsibility.
I think there is a great potential for a good collaboration, partnership with the campaign Save the Soil, and what we are doing as a government. We can make it together.
It's very important, bringing a certain sense of love and celebration towards the land that we walk upon.
Going from Sofia to Bucharest, not a weather for motorcycle for sure.
Organize yourselves whichever way you want, form groups, come together somehow and see this happens.
Sadhguru reminded me that I have a voice.
People from Istanbul were really amazed by Sadhguru to appear, and they were just so happy to see him.
This many people, if all of you are committed and you spend 15–20 minutes a day to enhance the message, I think I don't have to go on riding like crazy. Yesterday I rode 18 hours, can you believe this, through Bulgarian roads?
An honest expression of his wisdom and love for humanity, I think.
He's been riding through very, rough terrain, rough roads, dusty construction sites.
It was a long drive and we were getting a little late for the live event at Tbilisi.
He, right at the end, maybe 5 minutes before the event, decided that he couldn't stop for a break.
In the traffic, he was just removing his jacket and gloves and throwing in the car just to make it on time.
The whole purpose of this moment is to bring this home, that when you walk upon the soil, you know it is the source of your life. Keeping it alive is the most important thing. Will you make it happen?
A gift from God for the people, for the earth, for the soil.
We must save the soil, we must plant the trees, we must replenish the forests, we must save our planet.
Wonderful, thank you so much for standing up for soil.
يا تربة الحبيبة وعدا منا وعهدا
Right now, soil has turned into sand because we pulled out all the organic content. We are taking the life out of the soil. If we don't put that back, all the other concerns which are important to be attended to, but none of them will matter.
This is not for us, this is for him and his generation, hoping that they would have a better future with a better world. Save soil.
Here in Palestine, wonderful to be here.
I salute you and I respect your initiative and my full support of what is needed from the Palestinian side to support you.
The most important thing is we must keep our lands alive for future generations, because that is a fundamental responsibility we hold for our children and future generations beyond them.
Well, it's very important. I can tell you as a motorcycle driver, I also like motorcycles, and it's not easy. This guy is devoted, and this is what makes him so impressive, and so he touches people.
When it comes to agriculture, when it comes to soil, when it comes to soil ecology, our national borders mean nothing, because microorganisms operate as a global system. People are talking about doctors without borders. I'm asking you, are you beings without borders? Are you alive without borders?
Dear Sadhguru, one of the world's voices and leaders on soil conservation and land, in this day and age, having you here is absolutely fantastic, and we welcome you.
Implementation has to happen on the land, and land is not managed by scientists, land is managed by farmers. So it's extremely important. It must be a single-point agenda, incentive-based agenda. If inspiration, incentives and disincentives after a certain period of time is the way forward, this is my appeal to every one of you, because I don't want this COP15 to end as one more convention with more paper and more paper. This must end with concrete action, and action in such a way that it's implementable.
There is no word to describe what Sadhguru is doing for us.
We know how much, you had to do to get here. You left so many things you were doing with it, but you honor the country, you honor the people of this country. And on behalf of the head of state,
it's my pleasure.
I want to thank you very much.
It's a great privilege.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Save soil! Let's make it happen!
The Saudi Arabia as a kingdom, since 1970s, converting deserts into fertile lands has been quietly happening. Other countries which have fertile lands and actively working to turn them into deserts, you must put them to shame, it's very important. In so many ways, we have found the differences between each other in terms of nationality, race, religion, caste, creed. If we act as one humanity, in the next 10-15 years we can turn this around.
We have already loved you a lot. We have even loved you even before seeing you. And when we saw you, we even fell in love even more.
بالعربي أنقذ التربة لنفعل ذلك على أرض الواقع بمبادرات عملية وجادة ملموسة الأثر. أنقذ التربة save soil.
We are very glad to have Sadhguru in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
you are capable of looking beyond your immediate well-being and doing something in the world that is worthwhile. Right now, this is not even about generosity, this is about survival.
It's an honor to have you here in this location, in the heart of Bahrain, in this ancient harbor. We're very proud that you're here today discovering the layers of history in this beautiful place.
You know, the most important thing of what I have learned from him is that the most important thing is to live in harmony and peace within yourself.
and save soil.
40 minutes past midnight, just another maybe 30 kilometers to the Emirates border, UAE border. It's been a long drive, totally 930 kilometers today we're doing. Well, UAE has become, an airline hub and a shopping hub and other kinds, but nobody imagined it could be an ecological hub.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Sadhguru, on this wonderful journey. The UAE is partnering with you on Save Soil, such an important cause.
Save Soil is surely a cause that we can all fully endorse. My dear brother Sadhguru, I would like to thank you for including the United Arab Emirates in your inspiring journey.
I'm proud to share that the UAE is working hard to include soil management and national strategies and policies.
Saving soil is one of the most important things on the planet right now.
It's not his mission, it needs to become all of our missions.
I'm here to save soil.
I had a meeting with Sadhguruji somewhere in December, I believe. And the net outcome of that whole thing is that I have earmarked funds to make good of the eco deficit of that particular year. Economy should also grow, but it should have an ecological responsibility in its growth.
Right now everybody is talking about robotics. It's time robotics goes into agriculture. Right now you have a big machine which just rips the soil off. This, if you leave the robotic machines through the day and night where just as much is needed, they can do. They don't have to rip the whole soil. Yes, science is already there, we know what to do. It is just that industry has not caught up because in the policy those things have not come.
I didn't imagine that we could find a lot of Omani people joining the movement.
I said, Oman, one more desert I have to ride. They said, no Sadhguru, Oman looks like Kerala. If one part of your nation is green, it just takes a determined effort to stretch that green all the way up. There are no words to describe what it means to be back in India. 70 days we've been on the road, 74 nations have signed up.
It's a very proud moment to have amidst us the savior of the soil.
It's my fortune that the first step that I take in the sacred land of birth is in Jamnagar.
કે ભાઈ માટી અને પશુ એટલે કે બીજા જીવ મનુષ્ય સિવાયના જીવ એ બંનેની જાળવણી જો કરીશું તો જ મનુષ્ય બચી શકાય એવું છે. લીડ લઈશું ગુજરાત, તમને એટલું કહી શકાય કે લીડ લઈને ગુજરાત આની મેં જેટલું બને એટલું ઝડપથી
You are in Gujarat since 2 days. हमारा गुजरात कैसा लगा आपको?
People are cool, but the weather is hot. Will you promise me in the next 100 years' time, we'll make the weather also cool for future generations?
I was really happy to interact with Sadhguruji. It really inspired me to work more and more towards this country, this nation, this soil.
It's my fortune that on this day, when it's Rana Pratapji's Jayanti, I happen to be here.
I think is an exceptional movement, and I think now it is our responsibility to make sure that we spread that message, pass on that message, and actually do something about it on the ground.
Save soil we must for you only, okay?
और पूरी दुनिया में एक नया संदेश देने के लिए सदगुरु जी ने जो ये महाअभियान चलाया है, आने वाले समय में हमारी नौजवान पीढ़ियां आपके इस बताए मार्गदर्शन में चलते हुए मिट्टी बचाने के अभियान को आगे बढ़ाएगी।
क्या आपकी आवाज और आशीर्वाद मेरे साथ है क्या?
As the Prime Minister has taken up the Solar Alliance, I think there's an immense opportunity. After talking to various leaders around the world, I realize India and the Prime Minister of India could take up the leadership of soil regeneration in India and the world.
सदगुरु जी ने जो लंबी ये यानी मेहनत वाली यात्रा है, बाइक पे, वैसे उनका बचपन से शौक रहा है ये, लेकिन फिर भी काम बड़ा कठिन होता है। सदगुरु जी ने यात्रा की, अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा काम किया है और मुझे पक्का विश्वास है कि दुनिया को मिट्टी के प्रति स्नेह तो पैदा हुआ ही होगा, लेकिन भारत की मिट्टी की ताकत का भी परिचय मिला होगा। आप सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
So as you can see, the public and the decision makers have been overwhelmingly welcoming and supportive of the movement. People from all different backgrounds, people from all different nationalities, people from all different religions, all coming together to support the Save Soil movement. It is just so inspiring to see. So today marks Sadhguru's 80th day on his 100th day journey. And as you saw in the video, he was just in Delhi and he received a very warm welcoming there as well. This past Sunday was also World Environment Day, and that was the event. He was with Prime Minister Modi, and as you can see, Prime Minister is in full support of the Save Soil movement, and Sadhguru was also able to give him the Soil Revitalization Handbook. You will be able to see these links in the chat of these different events that I'm talking about. And yesterday, Sadhguru was at an event in Lucknow where he met with the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Sri Yogi Adityanath. And the Chief Minister as well is also very much on board with the Save Soil movement. So now Sadhguru is on his way to Bhopal, which he will be attending an event tomorrow. So just to give you an idea of the magnitude of the Save Soil movement, to date, since Sadhguru started this on March 21st, the movement has gained the attention of over 2.3 billion people and has brought 74 nations on board to save soil since this started on March 21st. Now our goal is 3.5 billion people, which is 60% of the world's electorate. And this is what it will take to affect policy change. Now, the big question is always, what can I do? How can I participate? So while Sadhguru is doing everything that he's doing, then we need to see what we can do to do our part, to maximize the impact that he's making. So there is a website for the Save Soil movement. And on the website, which is savesoil.org/toolkit, there's all sorts of useful information there. And I would like to share my screen with you and explore it a little bit. So as you can see on here, up here at the top, these are the different icons that you can click on, and then also So I just wanted to share my screen with you and explore a little bit about the Safe Soil website. There's a toolkit on here. And if you scroll up here to the top, you will see some different links where you can click on soil and learn all sorts of facts about the soil. You can click on downloads, and there are logos that you can use, t-shirts, coffee mugs. There's all sorts of articles and things that you can use. And then also, if you scroll down a little bit farther, then you can see templates that you can use to write to different organizations. And you can even write to the president, the vice president. There are templates on here with pre-made letters that you can use to send to them to express your concerns for soil. So when you have some time, please take some time to go over this. There's all sorts of wonderful information. But today we're going to focus mainly on the Safe Soil walkathons that are happening all around the world. And in the United States, Canada, and South America alone, there are 60 walkathons that will be taking place this coming weekend. Actually, the weekend of the 18th and the 19th, and then the following weekend. So this is to help bring awareness about the movement and to help bring Sadhguru's 100-day journey to an end. If you scroll down on this page, you'll see the list of walkathons that you can attend. Hopefully there's one in your city. If not, you can always attend one, the closest one that's near you. And you can share it with your family and friends and have them walk with you too. So since Sadhguru has been in Europe, the Middle East, and down to India, you know, this is our way to support here in the United States to bring awareness and to also be a part of his journey. So he has traveled probably close to 50,000 miles already, and this is moving towards the tail end of his trip. Now, I wanted to show you, if you go on, let's say, Cincinnati, Ohio, for example, the details for this particular walkathon are listed here. And then there are all sorts of informative videos on here that you can watch. And as you keep scrolling down, you will see some of the partners that are partnered with the walkathon, Safe Soil Walkathon. There's also a map of what the walk will look like, and then details about the event. So if you scroll down, you'll see the partners that are being involved in the city. Some of the different cities have different partners. And they're able to put their logo on our site. So we've got Green Umbrella, Cincinnati Nature Center, and Cincinnati Parks, and Sierra Club. And then also the media will be taking part in some of these cities for the walkathon as well. So one way that you can participate, if you know any partners who want to partner in the walkathons in the local cities, you can always reach out to the local city center and we can get them linked up that way. Or if you know anybody involved with the media, you can also get them involved that way as well. Now, above all, you want to keep yourself informed. There are many resources on the safesoil.org website, as you just saw. Another way that you can participate is to follow the journey along on the Safe Soil website. That's another way that you can show your support and follow Sadhguru along on his journey. So please continue to amplify the message on social media, on whatever social media outlets or channels that you may be on, because that is the most effective way of communicating today. And that is the way that we can reach the largest amount of people. As you can see, as I mentioned, we've already reached billions of people this way. So if you are on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, any of these channels, you can tweet, retweet, do your post, and be a part of it that way. Lastly, if you have not yet done so, you can sign up to be an Earth Buddy. This can also be done on the safesoil.org website. And you can spend 10 to 20 minutes a day amplifying the message through your social media channels. Now, if you have any questions, you can post them in the chat box. While we're waiting for some questions to come through, I would like to mention that Sadhguru is on his way to an event in Bhopal and then on to Mumbai. Then he's going to be continuing south onto Coimbatore on the last leg of his 100-day journey. So he only has 20 days left. So please see what you can do to be a part of this movement and amplify the message. Let's see if we have any questions here. So one question says, does anyone know what is the USA government doing towards farmers' initiatives towards attaining 3% organic content in the soil? So as of right now, Sadhguru has not made his way, across the United States. So this has all just started since he left London. So these memorandums of understanding that is happening with these different governments on the other side of the world, that hasn't happened here yet in the United States. So the method of how it needs to be done of increasing the organic content in the soil is going to be different for different regions all over the world because of the latitude, the longitude of where the particular area is. And then also it needs to take into the particular customs of the certain area. So at this particular moment, there isn't a across the board policy in the US, and that is what we are working on. So we are creating awareness to increase that number to 3.5 billion people so that we can affect the policy change and get something going here in the US. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions. So I just wanted to mention that we will be meeting again on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time, and then Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time to catch up on some more updates and activities. But before we close, I wanted to share a clip with you about Save Soil reaching the top of the world, and that is Mount Everest. So it was very inspiring to see what the climbers went through up there. So let's see what we can do down here. We hope you enjoy the video, and thank you for joining us today.
We're all set to start the summit push to Everest, and Save Soil is about to begin its journey to the top of the world.
The Save Soil movement has crossed the most dangerous Khumbu Ice Fall, and it has reached Camp 1 of Everest. That's Mountain Lola, the Everest. In between the two peaks is Lhotse.
The magic of soil is it turns death into life.
And the Save Soil movement has reached Camp 2 of Everest. As part of this climb, and spreading the awareness of safe soil. And here is Pemba and Fereng. Thank you, Sadhguru, for starting the safe soil.
Sering and I have reached the Lotse phase.
Depleted soils will not quench the fire of hunger. Unquenched hunger can burn the very world. This is a generational responsibility. Save soil.
The Safe Soil movement has reached Camp 3, and behind us is Everest, and most likely we will hit the summit on the early morning of May 15. May 14th, 10:45 a.m. Sering and I have passed the yellow band, and we are approaching the Geneva Spur. A view of the climber coming across Lotse face, crossing the yellow band. The Safe Soil movement has reached Camp 4 of Everest, and what you look behind, yes, is the world's highest point, Mount Everest. Yes, and tomorrow by morning, May 15th morning, by 9 a.m., the Safe Soil movement will be on top of the world. And it has been a good journey. Thanks to Sadhguru for starting this movement.
Let's make it happen.
Almost ready for a summit push.